Welcome to That's My Biz, the Internet Business Showcase, where we bring exposure to products, services, and special causes of local businesses and organizations. Thank you so much for joining us. We are coming to you live from the BizLinks TV studio. Brought to you by Southeast Computers, repairs, upgrades, custom builds, and restorations. SoutheastComputersATL.com. Hi everyone, I'm Pamela Alexander, your host of That's My Biz, and welcome to our episode. We always love bringing you the great businesses, organizations, and nonprofits that we meet when we're out there networking because we want you to know about them. We have a great guest with us today, Mr. Jeff Beale. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you, Pam, for having me.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure.
And I keep telling everybody, I feel like I say this all the time now that, we go way back networking, but
Yes.
Jeff and I have worked on a lot of projects through the years as entrepreneurs, and I just realized we need to let you know about Jeff and what he has going on. He is Mr. Marketology, so you need to know about that. Now, his company, the Marketology Group, provides marketing strategies to help companies establish authority in their industry. They utilize a mix of marketing methods, and the Marketology Group assists companies in getting in front of their target audience in line with their buying behaviors. That is so important and so key. So we really want to make sure that we touch on this great information. Remind you to take some notes, go back to our website and watch the archives at www.bizlinks.tv, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/bizlinkstv so that you can remember all this great information that we're going to get out of Jeff today. Now, Jeff, first let me start by asking you, the Marketology Group, how did that come about?
Well, the Marketology Group actually came about with, I was first doing web design, and you remember me from the Jazz Art Design days.
Yes.
And I started to notice that a lot of companies would take one specific marketing method and they would hang their hat on that. And really in marketing, you have to integrate different marketing methods. And so, of course, I thought about all these fancy names, but I was watching something and it's saying the methodology. And I said, really, it's marketing and it is a methodology. So that's how the Marketology Group came about. I started looking at integrating social with search, with email, with your web presence, with the offline marketing, all these things working together in a strategy to a common goal.
Okay, I love that idea. It's a wonderful concept there. So now, tell me what authority marketing is.
Now, authority marketing is this. Basically, it is becoming an authority in your industry.
Okay.
When you think of home repair, you think of Home Depot. When you think of fast food, you think of McDonald's. When you think of soda, you think of Coca-Cola. And I can go on and on, but it's actually becoming an authority in your audience eyes or your target market's eyes when it comes to whatever you offer.
Okay, and we love that, and we think that is so key. A lot of our hosts, that's what they get out of hosting the shows, so they become that authority. So now, let me ask you this, because you mentioned mixing the media and all the different ways that they can market. What are some of the first common mistakes that businesses make when they start to approach marketing?
The first mistake that businesses make that I found have been that they do not know their audience. They market. They push market. They say we market to everyone. And the biggest mistake, they say if you try to please everyone, then you please no one.
Right.
And so what happens, they start a marketing campaign and they don't identify who their target audience is. They don't look at the needs of the target audience. They don't listen to the conversations. And so they just push out a message that sounds clever in the boardroom.
Right.
But when it actually goes out there, usually the only person that understands it are the people that are in the boardroom. So that's the biggest mistake I've found.
Okay, and I love that because, this is definitely a true theme right now and sign of the times when we're talking about building relationships, but you have to know who it is that you're building a relationship with. And then what you're saying out there to the businesses, how do you get the companies to recognize you, to even hear your marketing message in the first place?
Yes. It's one of those things where there's so many tools now that you can find out about your audience.
Okay.
There's analytics of social, analytics of your website, analytics of email marketing, and social. People tell you what they want.
Right. Okay.
If you have identified a certain, I would say, persona, you can research that and find out, do they actually want what I have to offer? Let's say we'll use something like Porsche.
Okay.
I love cars. So Porsche. If I was a Porsche and I'm trying to market to a 65-plus-year-old woman, I don't think that's my target audience.
Okay.
Porsches are known for fast cars and so forth. So it's one of those things where you go out and you find who's talking about what I offer. It might not be your brand, but who's talking about what I offer. What type of conversation are they having? Are they buying conversations? Are they ranting conversations? And then with that, you can then segment who your target audience would be,
Okay.
what they want, and then from there you can say this will be the messaging to attract them.
Okay, okay. So, and I like that we were using that analogy because I think about, I see advertisements a lot of times and you're like, well, why are they put that on there? Why are they using the young women and the bathing suits and what? They know their target audience.
Yes.
So knowing that target audience makes a lot of sense. Now, so when we start looking at the online marketing for companies, so of course a lot of people start with Facebook. They feel they should go to the Facebook ads. Share a little bit about that. Does it work? And if not, or if it does, how do people make it work for them?
Okay, Facebook ads work, but they don't work for everybody.
Okay.
So knowing your audience, if your audience don't really mingle on Facebook in a buying atmosphere, then it may cause conversation, but it may not particularly work.
Okay.
One of the things you want to do with Facebook ads, and the great thing about Facebook ads, is very low cost entry. So you can take $5-10, a low budget, and then just test it.
Okay.
Put out an ad, and most of the time people don't even look at those ads on the right.
Right.
The in-stream ads are much better because they actually look like posts.
Okay.
And so people don't really even know that they're ads.
Right. So now is that something that they choose when they're setting up their ad?
Yes.
Okay.
And one of the things that you can do, even before you start putting money into it, put out a couple of posts. See if you get some engagement. If you get some engagement, you start to know what type of ads to put out, and then go ahead and advertise.
Okay.
But the answer to that question, yes, Facebook ads work,
Okay.
but they don't work for every company.
Okay. So for businesses that, really are new to this, they're just kind of out there following what everyone else is doing. So now is that where your company comes in to really help them figure out, does this work for us, or how do we make it work for us? Is that what you do?
Yes. I come in and help you identify your audience, but also put together a strategy that makes sense. And this strategy isn't based on what I think.
Okay.
We actually look at what the audience is saying. We actually look at where are they going. Are they tweeting? So we'll look at Twitter. Are they Google? Everybody loves Google, but people may not even be searching for that particular thing on Google. Or I talked with a friend of mine that actually said his business had put out some ads on Google AdWords as well as organic search, and come to find out, they were the #1 source for their competitors' research. So they were paying for their competitor to learn more about how to do business.
Wow.
And so you understand those things, and then what we do is we look at that, put together a strategy that makes sense for your business.
Okay.
Because that's what you want. You want something that makes sense for your business, not the shiny new toy. You want something that's going to bring in the people that you want to do business with you.
Okay.
And so it's no one size fits all, but there are some, sizes that fit many.
Okay, that sounds good. And now, in talking about the shiny new toy, we have the shiny new toy that a lot of people still don't quite understand, and just talking about Google Plus. So, first of all, I'm talking about Google because Jeff is just a supermind when it comes to search engine optimization. So we start getting a little bit techie when we start saying SEO and all that, but search engine optimization, which is so key for your business if you're trying to get found online. And a lot of the elements that Google offer, like the AdWords you mentioned, YouTube, Google Plus, people don't really understand. They just know, okay, I need to try to at least use it a little bit. Talk a little bit more about just the whole Google and the Google Kool-Aid is what I like to call it.
Okay. Well, the Google, I would say Google takeover. Google Plus is a part of that.
Okay.
See, Google owns a lot of different components. They own Google Plus. They own YouTube. They own AdWords. They own Google Search. They own your Android phones. So the software that runs that. So if you get in that network, a lot of times you can cross promote. And the one great thing about Google Plus is, of course, Google will favor Google products.
Right.
So if you're in Google Plus and you're putting authority content out there, like videos such as this, and you're putting out nice informative information. See, Google Plus isn't like Facebook, and that's where everyone goes wrong. They try to approach it like Facebook. Facebook's more social. They're more entertaining, social atmosphere. Google Plus are more, I would say, professional to professional. Not as professional as LinkedIn, but professional to professional of we want to know how to do this, or we want to know who knows more about this particular thing. So you can get a little more techie.
Okay.
The great thing is, let's say we'll utilize video. You post a video on Google Plus. Now, if you post a video on Google Plus, it also posts it on YouTube automatically. So now it's on YouTube, and it's in Google's search algorithm. And now you can go ahead and promote it on the mobile devices for everyone that has Android phones. It automatically shows, because a lot of times you might do a video and it may not show on a certain device. It automatically shows. So now you've covered all those things, and if you put a strategy together to cross promote, you don't have to re-upload the video and things of that nature. So it's a very powerful tool, but a lot of people don't use it correctly. They put up videos of their kids or funny things and memes and things of that nature. They work to an extent, but at the same sense, if they were to do videos informing about the topic, they would get a lot more reach. Plus, a lot more experts in the field utilize that to communicate with each other. So if you're trying to do what we're doing now, we're aligning ourselves with together with some content. You can do that a lot more with the Google Plus platform.
So now here's the question. What do you do if Google fails you?
Now, if Google fails you, don't worry. Because as an SEO, I get this all the time. All we care about is ranking in Google. Well, here's the thing. Only 10 people are going to rank on the first page for a specific term. So you have 1 in 10 chance of doing it. But here's the thing. If you don't rank in Google and Google does fail you, the beauty is there's so many other tools. There's Facebook. There's Yelp. There's so many times I talk to a local business that they put so much money and effort in ranking in Google. But to be honest with you, when you're going to, let's say, go to a restaurant, 9 times out of 10, you pull out your phone, you say, what's near me? And usually it's driven by Yelp data. Or they'll go to the Yelp app and they'll look for the reviews and so forth. So if you market yourself on Yelp, you have a better chance of getting a customer than them trying to search for you in Google. Because on your mobile phone, most people don't type into Google search what's near me.
Exactly. And that's what I really love. We were at an event the other day, and that's one of the main things she said. Her business grew because of her exposure on Yelp. So there's, over 300 social networks that are out there, so you're not stuck with just the big 6. You know, it's finding out where that target audience is and really just figuring out who that is in the first place. So now, in talking about our target audience and talking about those that do business with us, how do you build what's called the brand evangelist?
Well, brand evangelist, there's one out there for everyone. And building it is giving out good information, good content, something that's valuable to them. And, you know, when you start trying to sell, you can't build an evangelist if you're always saying, sell my stuff, sell my stuff. But if you say, look, I'm going to tell you today about how to market your business. People will say, he shares some valuable information. Let me share that with someone else that I feel. And with social network nowadays, it's not like it used to be back in when we grew up, where you only had a little small circle of friends, and that's all you could social. Now you can socialize instantly with a big base. So you have somebody following you, and they're praising your name and of the content. That's how you build evangelists, and those evangelists then go spread. And the beautiful thing about it is, if I say I'm the greatest, nobody cares. If you say I'm the greatest, then people will want to take that, you know, and they'll say, I believe her because she has nothing to gain from telling me that. So go out and build your evangelist. There's strategies that we help you do to go to online sources and find out who those influencers are, what their habits are, how can you get in front of them, how can you align yourself with them and have them actually evangelize your message.
That sounds good. So now, is that why you say that marketing is now personal?
It is personal. It is personal because of all the major marketing hubs, like the Facebook. That's why Facebook grew so much. And Google now, and mobile, they all tie into your personal habits, your search habits, your call habits, your location habits. And see, because of that, you can pull up something on your phone or your desktop and search for something, and I can search for the exact same thing, we'll get total separate results.
Right.
So you should make it personal.
Okay.
The days of just blasting to everybody are over.
Okay.
You need to get into their mind and say, okay, I know that Pam likes to go here at this certain time. So I'll shoot my advertisement for Pam and the ones like Pam to show up at this certain time when they're in this certain location.
Okay.
And you can do that now.
Wow.
So now it's personal.
Wow. So okay. So now we know it's personal. Now let's also talk a little bit about local, because it seems that more people are moving towards local marketing.
Yes.
Okay. So share a little bit about how a business does that, because it's the internet. So isn't it out there for everybody to see? So what makes it local?
Well, here's the thing. There's two sides to that. One side, you can target your advertisement for local, and you can actually filter it to say only show locally. Only people in this target area, this target audience. I can make it a certain age, certain income, all of that.
Okay.
So local now, you don't have to worry about the national exposure. And if we were only targeting someone in our 25-mile radius, our competition is a lot less.
Yeah.
See, and you don't have to pay for it as much. That's one way. Another way is socially. Socially is now, social networks are now targeting local to show different things for local. The search engines now show different things based on your location. So it's one of those things where a local business start hyper focusing on local marketing instead of saying, we'll use a restaurant again. We are a restaurant and we serve food. They say we are this type of restaurant in this area, and then we just target that. Because honestly, if you're a restaurant, you're not going to be able to serve somebody across the nation.
Right.
So it doesn't, make sense. So that's how you do local. You just take a different approach to it.
Okay, that sounds good. So now, before we go, tell everyone, how do they blend the offline and the online? Because of course we figure you should mix your media, that the different ways work. Offline works as well as online. So how do they blend that?
Well, there's several techniques to blend it. What you do is you want to take your audience through a path. And that path can be a business card with the QR code that takes them to a landing page where they fill out a form for some information. Now they're on the email list. Your email list also gets their social information, and now you're on social marketing with them and so forth. So you take your offline marketing, don't scrap it, but what you want to do is you want to push them to capture them online. And online, if you want to push them to some offline, push them to an event. Push them to, if you come by and get a coupon for this and this, we'll give you that. So you can also push them to offline. But the key is you want to keep them through the path and not just say this is only going to target one set and that's it, and so forth.
Good. A lot of great information. Everyone, I think now you can see why he's called Mr. Marketology. Jeff, tell everyone how they can get in touch with you.
Well, you can get in touch with me through LinkedIn, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Mr. Marketology. Marketology. So I'm a big advocate of getting your brand. So Mr. Marketology, and then you can go to my website mrmarketology.com, and it has all my other social connections there as well. If you would like to call me, you can call me at 770-852-0623. But like I said, I'm very accessible.
Exactly. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, everyone. So much information. We really want you to go back and digest this. But I think you've even just heard enough of why you really need to use a company like the Marketology Group, because there's so much to know. It continues to grow. The different social networks like to change around how they're doing things. So you want an expert that's staying on top of all this information and that's really helping you towards finding that target audience, how to speak to that target audience, and what tools you need to use for your target audience. So reach out to Jeff, again, mrmarketology.com, so that you can find out more information. Watch this episode again and share it with your friends at www.bizlinks.tv. Also, please go out to our YouTube channel and subscribe at youtube.com/BizLinksTV. Give us some thumbs up on our different shows and give us some feedback as well for our various guests so that we can share that with them. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/BizLinksTV. I'm Pamela Alexander, your host of That's My Biz. And with BizLinks TV Network, remember, we want to expose your business to the world. Thank you for joining us. Today's show can be viewed on demand on our website at www.bizlinks.tv. If you are interested in having your products, services, or special cause showcased on our program, submit an inquiry to that'smybiz@bizlinks.tv. In addition, information on advertising and hosting your own show can be found on our website at bizlinks.tv.